So let's go, folks. Vexed to the CT side, obviously winning out on the knife round. And we got ambush on the T side, already heading up in through alt mid. Oh, Quicks quickly dispatched as he tries to peek up through the apartments. Knock, knock. You're dead.
Push going to be coming in towards Banana. It's going to be Ozzy completely overwhelmed. Vanity will be here, but he's the only man left on this site, and while very difficult to hold on to be alone, especially when you're not towards the back of the site itself, Pickles will be rotating in fairly quickly, and actually they managed to at least try and retrieve some Banana control, but that Deagle has just been deadly. Another one for Quins and leaves it onto Vanity. Kit, wow. I feel like I'm getting some deja vu. Like we had the sort of Kit in the first pistol round as the last man trying to fight back. Does manage to at least pick up one, but in the end, it won't matter. It's another pistol round in the hands of Ambush. And this is always where the problems can begin for the CT side. We are going to see them invest quite a bit into smokes, which I actually really like. I like seeing those smokes picked up on this map, especially so early on, because you can just burn that clock down. What I even like, or what I want to see more teams do, is in these sort of rounds, okay, have somebody send a third player over to B, throw down a smoke, leave, then have the players expend their smokes on that B side and just keep rotating players back in.
Yeah.
To have more and more smokes, because it's nowhere near as easy to sort of, well, obviously you can't throw them all the way across the map like you used to be able to do. So you can just not quite as easily buy time. However, they have already lost Banana control.
Yeah, you want to start putting down those smokes now. You have lost a lot of real estate already. So that would have been the case if necessary. However, we've got players fading away. We will still have Quins locking down this position. The rest of Ambush getting closer to that A site. Still not a single smoke's been thrown, but they are able to get one kill. Then all of a sudden, 3 grenades are gone. CZ chimes in from Arch side, 4 versus 3 man advantage for Vexed. But 50 seconds on the clock. They've moved that Banana Man towards middle. He comes to join forces on Arch Wrap. Now Arch is a very scary position because all of a sudden you can be encapsulated from behind. You could still easily have those B rotators that could have come to CT spawn, but now they're starting to shovel their way out. They are able to smoke off Library. This will open up avenue towards the A site. And there was a player here. Where'd he get off to? Truth is, in fact, doubling back from porch side. He will peek into the bomb site, spotting the man who's lit. Can't quite get the kill, so he opts into the MAC-10. Sprays away for the first one. That's the headshot to Latino Bamba. And Sommer now in the corner is able to clear him. 2v2, but a health advantage on Vexed.
Yeah, they also have all the information available to them, know where both players are. The second so low, and Vanity will close it out with that deadly CZ. A bounce back, a somewhat unexpected one. And it's an important one at that for Vex. They want to get off to a strong start on their map pick. They even get themselves a free AK, which is a nice little bonus.
This last bullet CZ kill. Boop. Done. Beautiful stuff. Good teamwork off of the pistols, stealing the damage. I mean, it's curious that they win that round, and it's not because of some elaborate smoke play. It's not burning down the clock into a frantic gunfight. It's just finding enough impact individually with disadvantageous weapons that they are able to net themselves a force buy win. But there is still threats to deal with. Latino's got the AK, Quins has got the but they start to line up. A little bit of a team kill assist from Quins. Quick's able to get himself back behind the pillar. Good for one, traded back and forth, but here comes Ozzy, and he blindsides the first man, gets the dink for the second, but can't get the kills. Latino now on a 3K, Tom.
Yeah, he's the trade machine so far in this game. They're even going to pick up a couple of extra weapons and juggle them round, so definite problems for the CT side. 1 man per site, split defense makes things quite a bit more difficult, and it means that even a trade frag here for the T side could actually work effectively, especially considering Latino's so low. Obviously, if he's the one giving the trade, that really isn't ideal. But look at this. Are they going to wrap around in perfect time? That is just so horrible. The site completely lost, and they have absolutely no idea. It does set up the CTs to at least work together in more of a retake. But they're very quickly going to realize that this... Okay, maybe they're not. There we go. Pickle's running in the wrong direction. Now knows that it is going to be the A site. at least it means they can take this together.
Yeah, and they've got, of course, a lot of utility to work with here. They could just smoke out Pit entirely. They could Molotov the back of site. They are going to eat a frag grenade to soften them up before they get the retake rolling. HooXi is flashed off. Molotov hits the bomb. It's still Latino standing on the site. He does spot the next. That's 4 frags for him. The ace denied, but he deals so much damage. Pickles on 1 HP, and HooXi in from Pit. He's got the time. He's got the round. Forced by straight back. Solid stuff there. I love what Ambush do in that round, Tom. Last round, when they were trying to convert their point, right, we get into this kind of 2v2, 3v3 type situation, and they go arch to A. Think about the way they lose that round. 2 CTs able to push up from porch, and those players get back into the bomb site because the terrorists took arch side. This time, they slow it down so much that not only do the counter-terrorists go to clear library, assuming it was B, but they clear out the A avenue where they lost the round just 1 round prior before they plant the bomb. Really, really clear stuff. Methodic in their approach, and so they deserve that upset round. They are back on the board and back in control, but the CTs still force.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, it's not something I particularly like, but I understand that it's that chance to break back, and not a huge amount of players actually surviving in the previous round for the T side. They know that there's a chance to reset the economy themselves. CT's back into much more of a standard hold as well. And in these sort of rounds where you don't have too much, I'm much more privy to see like a gamble. Give yourselves a little bit more of a chance to win the round, and if it doesn't work, then go back in with something in the next one, rather than this sort of setup which really relies on them or somebody doing something very impressive. They don't have the utility to slow down their opponents. They don't have the kits or the grenades to actually retake. So really it just comes down to, okay, is somebody on this site actually going to hit some shots? And when you already have a detriment in weaponry, I feel like you're not really giving yourself the odds. Looking like CT side, they are going to go for a bit of aggression instead, try and take the control of middle, and they do catch one off guard with a second player finding a kill over into mid. But the fact is, they have still lost this site, and I'm kind of hoping that Ozzy will just wait to retake with the rest of his team.
Yeah, he will. He tries to fire off a couple shots, deny the bomb plant. Very quickly, though, Quicks comes up from Banana. They've got all these terrorists painted to the back of the bomb site. They have no Molotovs or frags. They need to win the duels and close the gap, but it is going to be HooXi with the first one. He's hoping that Quinns can give cover, and eventually he does. Now, they need to unroot the back players, those in the depths of the bomb site. Here comes Quicks, and he's just not fast enough. It is the T's to convert their points. They will finally break the trend. They've won the Force Wars. And here is what they get themselves. The fruits of their labor is a completely shattered Vexed. It is USPs across the forefront and saves ahead here, Tom.
Yeah, well, the Force Spy, it didn't look good, did it? Even from the get-go.
No.
There was just not much really held. I'm even more inclined to say they could have gone for the CZs alongside utility. I would have preferred that to even UMPs, especially on this map. I think having a UMP is not too valuable without at least grenades, and well, in this round we're pretty much seeing exactly what we expected. Just looking for a little bit more of a cleanup. It will only be 1 player lost. Mac-10's doing some damage, but now at least the CT side can finally get themselves a bye.
Hopefully this one comes in with a much more stable state. It's always a shame when an economy can curb the success of a certain team. We know Vexed are better than this, but it's hard when you don't have guns. This time they do. 5 M4s ready to rock and roll. That was a nice little boost, actually. They threw him up from the side pile, but nobody spots middle. It's a dry peek straight in, and the Mac-10 of all guns is what's able to topple down the A-site defense. Sure enough, Vex comes scrambling back into this, but unfortunately for them, they have no real estate to work with. They definitely have grenades, but they're already smoked off. They might call for a boost to try and get eyes up and above, or you call the save.
Yeah, I think without a quick way back into the round, it definitely seems like the best case for them. Just make sure that you have those rifles into the next. The loss bonus will start to build up behind them as well. And it basically means that we're not just going to see them try and run in, force the issue, and just work with no kit and next to no utility as well. So, right call made. T-side, they keep themselves 4 players alive, and upgrade of a couple of weapons as well. Of course, we saw a MAC-10 in that round from RTA. He gets $1,200 plus now a rifle for free. And that bonus round pretty much went absolutely as they'd expected, flawless.
Yeah, solid stuff. I mean, it's cool, of course, when you can throw a little boost up on that that porch side of the A bomb site. There's a lot of nice variation. You can get on top of the porch. You can put a player under the porch. You could even have guys on the small balconies along the wall. Unfortunately, when you spend your time doing those kinds of boosts, and then instantly these terrorists just come dry peeking around middle, you get caught off guard. I mean, there was no flashbangs, there was no smokes to kind of, you know, give evidence as to what was coming their way. All of a sudden, you get boosted, you turn around, and there's 4 guys in your face.
I always get boosted.
Yeah, I know, I carry you myself.
Okay, let's not go that far. I don't want that to my name. Carried by a Canadian.
On 90 ping, I might add.
Yeah, the thing is, you only ever want to hit A.
Yeah. God. Your jokes are horrible.
Yep.
Trade frags aren't bad, though. Nice little one and done towards the apartments. And then they start to retreat. Don't want to give up all too much here. Aussie does, of course, hang on by a smidgen of HP. 12 health to be precise. Alone at A. He just wants everybody to leave. Go away. I cannot hold you back. And in fact, Vexed are going to get a little curious here. They walk into the 3-man stack, getting 1 player off of the trade, but now a 3 versus 2. And Truth is smoked out of his position, tagged up to 10. 22 combined health pool on the last 2 remaining CTs. The bomb's nowhere to be found here at the B site, but that doesn't matter. They've got kills.
Yeah, the fact is the bomb, well, it can take its sweet time. They're going to go retreating back towards this A site. They're so low on HP, I think they just realize it's not really worth going for anything here. And T side, even still, are going to play this very, very safe, possibly not knowing how much damage they've actually done. And Aussie and Truth will at least be able to bring something into the next round. Now, they do have the sort of max loss bonus coming in as well, so a decent amount of cash will be there. In terms of the T side, already 6 rounds up on the board, and now the excuses sort of go out the window for Vex. Like we had the sort of idea of, oh, yeah, this wasn't their map pick. The overpass is one way. You definitely can get overwhelmed if you're not that strong over on the CT side. I can sort of forgive that, but the fact is now we're set on their map choice. This just isn't really good enough.
No, you're absolutely right. And there's been moments, right? There's been opportunities for Vex to come into certain rounds. Unfortunately for them, after losing the Force War, the back and forth nature of those opening 4 rounds, they were really put into a bit of a pickle. Still, it is Truth leading the charge for his team. He's got Vanity hot behind him, but that's the one thing that we have to praise from the side of Ambush. I mean, the kill differential across Overpass was very closely knitted. The same can be said here on Inferno thus far. It is early days. We cannot count Vexed out as of yet. They made Overpass pretty much close, but man, those were some sick grenades.
Yeah, so much damage already done to RTA, and we'll put the teaser a bit of a detriment. I will say this is the first like big buy, like full money buy coming in for Vexed with an AWP, utility galore. So hopefully for them, this can be a turnaround. If they can still at least get themselves like 7 or 8 rounds, I think there's still a decent amount of hope. But Summer has just found 2 kills. Both players aggressive on B are dead. And again, we're looking at a round that's done. I think it's just going to have to be a save once again, unless Quicks can find a kill, and he does. Now things get a little bit more interesting. Bomb actually still hasn't made his way forward, and they're retaking a site that hasn't even really been taken. The bomb is not down just yet. They run through a quick couple of trades, turn it into a 1 versus 2. The problem is now they know where Quicks is.
Yeah, and so what do? Redirect straight back over to the A site. Easy bomb plant. They might not know exactly where he is. Yeah, excuse me. You've got me all self-conscious now, Tom. I'm not allowed to make that noise.
I've just removed a site for you.
Here he comes. Quicks is able to get himself up lane, met by a Molotov. Not the greeting you would hope for. Smoke, a little bit better in the sense that he can run through this if he were to choose. Tries to get over the hay bales. He's hunting for an angle. He'd love to pluck a man off at the bomb site, but nobody's presenting themselves. Finally, they start to peek, and they don't actually take him down. He retreats, he no-scopes, and now he runs back into this. He does actually have time, but imagine! Imagine had he hit that. They thought they had him dead to rights, and certainly they do in the end of things. Los Latino Bomba is going to get him.
Yeah, I think that the economic scenario at the moment for Vexed is just so weird. They've sort of had like so many saved rounds that they do actually still have money to buy back into this next round. But the streak of rounds from the T side is just far too much. We are going to have like Quicks just having a little bit of a chat with the team, talking things over, because they need to turn this around quickly because they are over on that CT side, the side that's supposed to be stronger. And as said, the excuses sort of go out the window now. That was their big buy, and it started off all right. They took a decent amount of map control, but the fact is, like, if they have full control of Banana and somebody goes pushing and you lose both fights, there's something wrong there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like you said it best, right? They were retaking a bomb site that hadn't been planted. They had already gone. There's one thing to get yourself into a position to retake, and then there's actually committing to the retake. Like, you do not need to throw 2 people through a smoke grenade before the bomb is planted. It's nonsensical. Yeah. And that is what offers, especially when you have a player wrapping around through church. Like, I think what the better play in that scenario is boost the guy up on the half wall, allow for the player to work his way through church, and then you've got a player ready to charge through smoke. You've got a player boosted up looking down into the bomb site, and you have that skewer coming in from behind. That's perfect. If they try to plant the bomb, you can all start hitting from 3 separate angles. But they got ahead of themselves, a little too aggressive, a little too trigger happy, and in response, they die. Then they lose the round, and then they reinvest with a double op setup here on the CT side. It's Quicks and Vanity armed with the snipers, patient angles being held. They're hoping that the T's walk into their demise.
Yeah, there's only really 2 scenarios where you see a sort of double op on this map if things aren't working, which continue to be the case in this round, or if you have too much spare money, and well, that's not really the case. Quick push through the smoke doesn't actually work out, however, and Truth will be able to turn things back, at least into a 4 versus 4, one of the better scenarios for this side. The bomb's still at the bottom of Banana, and, well, realistically, the T side haven't actually had the need to do too much to gain map control. They've got players out through middle, a singular smoke netting them that. Apps control went their way. And I do wonder if just the fact of how aggressive and how well they've been playing in these sort of individual battles has got Vex that little bit scared. They're so passive at the moment, sat all the way back towards the sites. Now, it is a valid strategy on this map, and can definitely say that it's warranted in some scenarios. I just wonder if that's their style of play. That flashbang, well thrown, will do a decent amount of damage. Ozzy's onto just 1 HP, hiding behind the smoke, has to fall back. He's got support from Quicks, who's just trying to rattle off shots through this smoke, and he does at least connect one of them, but needs to do more. Latino will be able to bring this into a 4 versus 3, and well, once again, it's going to have to be a retake of this B site.
Oh, Ozzy's got a bit of cover, and he dishes out some damage, but he doesn't have the HP to really duel. He needed insta-kills, as does Truth and Pickles. They're coming in from CT spawn, both of them. They've got 3 players slightly tagged, 2 substantially slow. And oh my god, more damage being dished out here. They're on the cusp of a comeback. They're nearly getting themselves into the bomb site. They've cut it down to RTA and Hooksy. It's going to be the 10-second defuse, so they hop on the bomb, and that is just not enough. Time, the biggest issue. Not the HP, not the weaponry, but time, Tom. That is now 7 rounds in a row here to the T side of Ambush. They are piecing together a fantastic T side. And it's pistols yet again. We're looking at a 1-9 score.
And it's a pretty bleak scenario at the moment, especially when this is their map pick. We're going to have Truth looking to try and do a bit of damage into middle. Not going to find anything just yet. They've got to try and be a little bit more aggressive in this round, but a lot easier said than done when you don't have much to play with. Already, T's will manage to net themselves the initial kill. And they are just breaking this apart. Ozzy does actually manage to find one. That is actually the bomb in middle. So T's will have to turn their gaze in that direction.
I like that he repositioned so quickly, too. Look at this. Aussie now coming back in through apps. Another Deagle shot connects, but they've gotten themselves the opening. Pickles done for. Quins has to wait for the smoke to fade, clearing out the corners. Eventually, Aussie comes in from behind. And again, timing might play into their favor here. In fact, they've got the AK. If Vanity can create a distraction, allowing for Aussie to strike from above, that could be their way into the retake. It's going to be hard, especially now that they've lost themselves the Forerunner. It is Vanity all alone here. And he's trying to work his way up from middle. He's been spotted already. He's fired off shots, and so now he should save. Or you throw it all in. You got nothing to lose, except for your life.
And an AK. That too.
What's worth more, Tom?
An AK.
Yeah, you're right. Bit of a shame.
In my case.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a nice solid buy. They've got everything they could ask for. It's just more so about longevity.
I'm gonna remake the shampoo ad and just say, because you're worthless. In my case, shampoo actually is.
Look at that. You save so much money a year.
Almost enough to buy an AK.
2,700 lost at the end of that last round. Truth comes in with the op, gets flashed off, and Pickles just deleted instantly. Unfortunately for Truth, he can't help out his teammate, but he can get one post-mortem. He's able to smash RTA downwards there towards top of mid. Now CT's come back in from the mid control. They've got that one, but they've lost the player in library. Excellent headshot shining through from Sommer. Quins inside the smoke up close is toppled by the sniper. Never even saw it coming. It's even keel to the 3v3, and the T's will hold the site. Can the counter-terrorists burst through this, though? They are trying to do so with the flashbangs. It's blinded up too, but still the crossfire set, and the kills are fantastic. 3v3 turned 3v none. Another round for Ambush.
Yeah, definitely looking like the stronger team in this matchup. Didn't know really what to expect from them going into this, but hey, 10-1 up on the T side of your opponent's map pick. It doesn't really get much better than that unless you remove the 1.
Yeah, and you're on the T side.
It's just, wow. Back to pistols again, a sort of rinse and repeat after a sort of few save rounds that we saw. And wow, this is just sheer confidence now from the T side, looking to try and just take fights in Banana. I think after realizing that there's pistols on the other side, it's a decision of this is no longer worth it. Let's not bother taking a risk that really nets no reward other than maybe speeding the round up a bit. It's the only real value, and while Sommer, he'll get the opening pick anyway. No struggle, nice tap towards the end, and while even when there's a stack over on this B site, it will be dismantled by the T's. Only one man left, that's going to be Quicks. The IGL looking to try and get back on the scene. Not that it really matters, because there's nobody even picking up the bomb as of yet. It's only one player left, and RTA not going to miss the shot with the AWP. Pretty much been the story of his series. 11-1. The Danes looking unstoppable.
I think that's one of the nice things about Ambush is the fact that they have discipline in their play, right? They go charging up towards the top of Banana. They immediately are smoked off. The Deagles are firing through. They don't want to throw it away, and yet they don't want to give up that map control. That's what I think we saw from Overpass. Remember how patiently they would play into the playground? I mean, they have that pacing. A lot of teams, and especially inexperienced ones, are kind of uncomfortable with patient gameplay. But these guys are more than willing to dish it out as much as they are lie in wait. They all play side by side in this round. They're able to get themselves arch control with 2 picks already. Sure, they've lost a member of their own unit, but they've also gotten themselves massive map control. Back towards middle, they find nothing as of yet. In fact, they take a dink to the head. Aussie nearly bailing his way out here, but RTA still stands on the op. Vanity stands in the bomb site. Quicks is posted on the angle. And now it's Vanity taking control of the situation as he clears out Moto. It's all going to come down to Quicks.
Has at least managed to take one down with the USP. Has the AWP, has a kit, and even has an incendiary. And he'll hear his opponent, but he completely misses, or did he even shoot? I didn't hear it.
He didn't shoot.
That's weird. I don't know why, but maybe.
When your feet are too fast for your fingers, Tom. No click.
He plays with his feet?
Some people do, man.
Do they? You have weird friends.
I mean,
that's how I play.
If you don't have arms, Tom, you don't have a choice.
That's true. I don't know, you play with your chin.
Here's a fast clash forward from the apps. It is a one and done. Made 2. And 2 straight back. Every single frag tends to be traded backwards. It's always fun to watch. Successful trade frags leaves us into a 3v3, and we're at the minute 20 mark, so this is still early days. They've flushed the apartments, and now they'll head towards Banana. Truth, as the smoke fades, assumes a closer angle. He's got nobody here to support him, but does Summer check it? No. And the FAMAS reigns supreme. The op shot reigns past, and he's unable to get back, so he uses the flash to try and re-peek here. He needs to find safety, and he does. Dodges the op shot and maintains the man advantage.
Finally a chance for another round on the board. It is going to be an aggressive push coming in from Vexed on that flank, and I think they should be able to catch the remaining players off guard, but they're just about get round the corner. That could be a big play in the end, as Quins has now caught another, and, well, the T side, if they realize where this push is coming in, they should be okay, but it's perfect in the end on that timing. Vanity will be able to double down with the final remaining kills, and at least there will be another round on the board for Vexed.
Yeah, it's 2. We're getting there.
2's better than 1.
Absolutely. Can still finish with the 12-3.
Although 2 can be as bad as 1.
Can it?
It's the loneliest number since the number 1.
You know, sometimes, Tom, I just can't argue. You've got logic behind your thoughts. A little bit of insanity, but definitely.
Well, there's also
logic.
song lyrics. Bit disappointed you didn't pick up.
Don't look at me like that. Last round of the first half, they're already out of apps. What is this? They had nobody guarding the balcony. This is the first time we've seen Ambush hit up the balcony. I mean, that's the thing, right? Finally, we see Vex win a round, and Ambush suddenly come out with a completely new strategy. Catches the defense off guard. They had nobody prepared for it. How many times have we watched Ambush just flood in through the top of mid? This time, they go parading out from apps. The bottom of the totem pole's taken down. They know exactly where Aussie is. He's trying to figure out grenades on the fly here in a 1 versus 3, and it's just not enough. 13-2. Some damn impressive T-side, if you ask me.
Yeah. No, it really doesn't get much better than that. A dominant half, and I actually think it was them looking pretty impressive. I feel like Vex have definitely not played up to their sort of full potential. We haven't seen much individually or tactically, but I do feel like Ambush just, they seemed to very quickly rectify any mistakes. A lot of their T-side strategies were smart and sort of methodical. We never really see them like rushing into areas without sort of thinking about what they're doing. So yeah, I'm impressed.
I'm impressed too, Tom.
Damn Danish Counter-Strike being good.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it, right?
I would say I wish I was Danish, but even coming from London, this place is too cold.
Yeah, the wind is brutal. A stiff breeze could be enough to topple.
A stiff breeze. Aye.
Look what happened, Tom. Everybody died instantly. We've got Quicks trying to make something of this round. He does get the gush onto RTA. Repeak, I dare you.
Double dare you.
Again, discipline. Disciplined Danes. The name of the game. There's 3 of them left standing.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Quicks to get back into this round. He needs to meet maybe one of the lower HP players or just hit an instant dink to give himself a way back into this one. Obviously, the bomb is in such a horrible position that sort of trying to get anywhere near is going to be very difficult indeed. Latino already spots him out, and well, he'll happily just take the aggressive fight, feeling confident, laughing away. I don't blame them. 14-2 up. They've taken the pistol, and well, it's starting to look very similar to what we saw in the previous. That it was pretty much over the second that happened.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, 6 people did die in the entrance of apartments that round. It was in complete and utter bloodbath. Slaughterhouse, per se. Grenades down middle. Softens pickles ever so slightly. But Vanity will work his way into the apartments. Gonna make contact most certainly versus Quins, who's got the Mag 7. The buckshot doesn't spread wide enough. And so we've got a man advantage and a shotgun to play off of. In fact, Quix is close towards the balcony, but now he's dead. Aussie chimes in with another kill. Man advantage swung to the favor of Vexed, but how do they deal with the M4? It's over here in pit, successfully knocking down players one by one. Or more so, only one. Hooksy to Clutch versus two tagged targets, one of which on site. Aussie in the corner, back behind the box, jumping MP7, why not? And Truth has 16 HP with a Deeg. Could hit the headshot, doesn't even need it. Double gut punch. Vexed are on the board.
14-3. They did say it is the same scenario, though. They managed to win those sort of second rounds and bounce back, but every single time Ambush just seemed to do the same. I like this. They're not even going to fully invest. They're okay. They're so far in the lead that they're like, you know what? Let's just wait. Let's just make sure that we can get our buy-in. We know that from there on out we can win this. We'll make sure we have all the utility. Let's not give them away back into this game. Okay, maybe we'll lose these next 2 rounds, but that won't be too much of a problem. However, well, that's if they actually do lose them. Already managing to pick up 1 kill. Actually, a few shots through the smoke doing some damage. However, Quinn's RTA, the only 2 left alive, and well, Quinn's will be picked off. So Vex will at least net themselves a 4th. And now we expect an eco to come in from Ambush.
Ambush have been pleasantly surprising this series. Because it's not just like they're winning out on individual skill and, you know, flashy frags. Like they've had structure, they've had proper decision making. And I'm content with what we've seen here. Obviously, it comes at a cost. Poor Vexed have just been curb stomped here on Inferno. But every game has a group of losers. And it might be Vexed this time around. Not this round, though. It is vanilla USPs for them to deal with. Should be pretty quick, but regardless of the unupgraded weaponry, they're still able to pick up 1 kill towards the bottom of middle. They will try to clear out the banana, where they find the final frag. 14 rounds to the favor of the Danes, 5 for Vex to work with. It's a massive comeback, which they need, but it's never impossible, Tom.
No, it's not impossible, but it's such a long way back that even just the mental fortitude to string that many rounds together without making a mistake, it's going to be very difficult indeed. And now that big buy comes in. The CT side were waiting for this aggressive peek into middle as well from RTA. No fear in his heart at the moment. The Brits yet to give him a reason to fear. Try and stop some banana control, but the CT side with the deep smoke. And even if they don't push this, they've just given more time that has to be wasted by the Ts, clearing a lot of these angles. Now, they've kept the UMP in play on Pickles. They do have some sort of closer positions over towards this A side of the map. Definitely looking like where they're about to be hitting. 3 players actually over towards that short and balcony spot. No one on Arch side. This setup may just be perfect from Ambush.
It might be. Depends on the opening picks, of course. This AWP is going to have to hit its first shot, and he does. Quix quickly dealt with. Vanity does come flying out from balcony. They get past the player in pit, but then the trade frags go back and forth to the favor of the Ts. They've cleared up the A site, and they've left both Hooksy and Summer to try and retake.
Yeah, they've got a kit, but the utility is so limited. They've been very good in retakes so far, especially on the previous map, but by the looks of things, they're just not even going to fight this. They have themselves the AWP, the M4 as well, and we've already seen what a solitary AWP can do, but it's another round on the board for Ambush, or sorry, for Vexed. I got so used to saying it that I have forgotten there was another team in the server. 6 will be in. Again, there's going to be Truth up the top of the board. Definitely been that sort of glimmer of hope for Vex so far in this game. Pickle's yet to really show up into the server either. Let's see, can they continue this streak of rounds?
Yeah, maybe they were banking on a strong T side. Maybe that's the reason that they needed Inferno in the map pool. Obviously, would have been great to start on a half like this. And they chose CT side. Remember, of course, we did see a round like this on Overpass be 1 out by RTA when he had that AWP and another player on an M4, everybody else with pistols. So do not count out the Danes. Sommer boosted over top of the smoke. A moment too late, though. He misses the chance to make contact, and a smoke grenade could buy time if all these T's stay stagnant in Banana. They will opt to move backwards as the rotation leaves A site and does indeed head towards B.
I wonder if there's also a bit of a gap the side of that smoke. It could be a bit of a detriment, or it could help them out a little bit as it does start to fade. Sommer will now be in spot, and he's going to find that opener as well. It is an RTA this time with the AWP, but it may not matter who has it. Already a second kill, found an ambush, have just shut this down. Aussie going to be the only one there. And what a magnificent round coming out from Ambush. 2 rifles is all they need to hold on. They find the read, they gather where the T's are going. And Vexed, well, now they've got to string 9 rounds in a row just to take this to overtime.
That's a beauty of a round. I mean, there's a point there where Vexed, they're at the top of Banana, and they send one player back towards spawn to just make sure they're not being flanked. If everybody had left in that instance, then they would have found an A site completely clear. That's just superb rotational gameplay coming out from Ambush. Staying true to their name as they lock down the B site with ease. Double op setup coming into what could be the final round of not just the second map, but this series. Vexed against the ropes.
Already looking like they're going to fall back towards this A site. It was what net them the first spy round. Gathered up in middle. They've got to be careful. Sommer actually could be looking to try and take a more aggressive peek, but waiting will be Quicks. And I wonder if they're going to utilize that pick to try and push into the site. He's going to net himself a second. There's still a couple more players. A gamble play and actually a chance given. Latino doing damage, but Quinn's, he's missed his spray. He's missed the chance. And that will be enough for Vex to get themselves a 7th round. RTA left to just try and hold on to his weapon. And Vexed, as said, they've got their 7th.
Yep, there we have it. That's the opening back in. I mean, Quinn's definitely could have found impact in the round. You could see how those T's went unsuspectingly into the bomb site. Could have skewered them both. But things now get scary. It was Vexed on the CT side to win 2 rounds and to be reset after both. That same occurrence has happened here in the second half. The difference being, it's happened much earlier so, in the first 8 rounds of the second. It's going to need Vex to win out with the remainder of every single round here in relegation. Regulation. Relegation. Where are they going, Tom?
Home.
Not yet, not yet. Luckily for Ambush, of course, they will come in with a bye. 1 op this time.
RTA. Definitely the man you want to be seeing having that AWP, although has to be careful with how aggressive he's going to be taking these peaks. Not spotting anything early on. Vanity is going to be ready and waiting. The T's definitely looking like they've got their default down, just waiting for any further aggression from the CT side. But this time they've got a decent amount of utility to actually slow any of the pushes. And I think a more passive hold versus this Vex side could work out, but maybe not. Sommer is not down for that sort of game. He's already going to take the fight versus Aussie, and with nobody near him, there is no chance for a trade. The aggression does not pay off. Already back into this 4v5. They're going to try and re-aggress towards A, but Latino's there to meet them. Pickles trades, but still the man advantage sticks. He almost gets the next, but almost doesn't get you anything. 2 versus 4. Vexed. Close to elimination.
They're just going to try to play the buddy system back into this A site. Quinn's with the position in pit yet again. This time he needs to hit the shots because RTA's already tagged so significantly, but he's allowed them to creep forward here. This is a really weird position going on. Finally, the man from pit emerges, spots what's going on. He realizes what's coming his way. RTA pinned into the back of the bomb site. And Quicks, with a full bar of health, has 4 opponents to take down with him. Or plant this bomb, play for time.
Ooh.
Whoa, he hit that.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage done, but it won't matter in the end. Quins will peak out 16-7, a dominating performance from Ambush in the end on both maps. And, well, we never really saw anything on the CT side from Vexed to even get a chance to witness their T side.
Yeah, unfortunately so, right? I mean, this one starts off strong. They are definitely, they had that first one half on Overpass where I think things were pretty even, 9-6. Was solid stuff, but Inferno was a whole different game. I mean, they were just so incredibly outclassed on the CT side. That was a clinical performance from Ambush on the terrorist half.